every day. You take it a day at a time.
My husband is originally from Alabama. We met while we were both in the Air Force, stationed here at Offutt. We were both in the communications squadron. David was very active in the gym. He was a natural bodybuilder, natural athlete.
Cars, physical fitness, working out. If I wasn't working on the cars, working out. And I also played guitar a little bit, had some diverse hobbies.
And at the time, he looked fabulous in a uniform. And that's a really great seller for the military too. Like, hey, join up and you'll look like me. He's very dedicated, very disciplined. If he decides to do something, nothing will prevent him from doing it.
And everything was going along the way it should, and then it wasn't. I noticed that my right arm just wasn't acting right. At first, it wasn't fatigued. It didn't feel tired. It just didn't work like it was supposed to. It got worse and worse and worse, and so it became apparent at that time that there was a serious issue. And I went to the doctors first to, I thought, well, maybe I've got a loose socket in my shoulder. I've lost leverage. And they, to the Air Force's credit at the time, as an active duty guy, they did everything I asked them to do. They looked under every stone. But when you're 29 years old, you're not thinking about motor neuron disease.
It's quite a lengthy process, but by the time they got around to a diagnosis of progressive muscular atrophy, Radley was 4 months old at the time. So we've been dealing with some sort of motor neuron disease since the same time we became parents. It's always been a part of pretty much our relationship. He could still ride his motorcycle, he could still walk, talk, work on cars for the most part. He could still help take care of Radley, those types of things. It wasn't really life-altering until the next year when it started to progress a little bit more, and that's when he was medically retired from the Air Force, was in 2007. In 2006, we have PMA, but at any time it could become a diagnosis of ALS, which it did in March of 2010.
It became real apparent to me right away, and it could be a lot worse, and it can be a lot worse immediately. And from that day forward, I have always said, not today. It might be a crummy situation, but you know what? Not today. Because every day that I'm still alive is a good day. And that's what you have to, I guess you don't have to, but that's the way I choose to see it. We don't let this disease, no pun intended, but kind of cripple us. We go to car shows. We go to see family. We still live our lives to the best that we can.
He bought me a 1985 Trans Am.
So you want an LS1, huh? And it was with that spirit that we ended up buying a 7-year-old an 85 Trans Am. And that sounds funny, but again, I wanted to make lasting impressions on my kids because we don't know how much time we have. So I came to live in the nice, quiet town of Radiator Springs. My daughter, on the other hand, I made a critical error. I asked her, I said, well, Sabrina, I said, you want a Camaro like Dad's? And she said, yeah, a pink one. I said, oh, baby girl, I don't know if we can get a pink. I said, they made them in purple. So they made purple haze. And she said, no, pink. Now we both live here together. Sounds like mommy and daddy.
He describes himself as needing the care of an infant, which is kind of true because he needs help bathing. I feed him, I help him go to the bathroom, I blow his nose, I put his clothes on, I take his clothes off. So in terms of daily functioning, he needs help to do pretty much everything. It's very difficult to watch someone not be able to live their life the way they want to.
I think it takes a certain kind of person to look at that situation, as crummy as it is, and say, you know what, there's something we can learn from this. There's a positive we can take from this. And that's what we do every day.
And I think David's amazing attitude and sense of humor keep us all kind of balanced and able to focus more on just living our daily lives rather than focused on the fact that, oh my goodness, we have ALS.
Acceptance is probably the key word in all of this, because the ALS is the easy part. It's dealing with yourself, understanding your limitations, understanding when to say when to ask for help. That's the hard part. ALS is going to do what it's going to do. You got it. It's there. It don't matter what you say. Choosing how and when to fight the battles, that's the hard part.
When they cure ALS for my dad, I think that he would be able to pick me up. He would be able to drive cars again. He would be able to drive me places, take me to school, pick me up and take me back home.
When they cure ALS, I want my dad to pick me up and play with me and dress him up as a princess.
I can't wait.
And him to read books.
And read books, yep. Lots and lots of books. You know, today I'm alive. Today I have an opportunity to see my kids, to see my wife, to watch a movie, to, you know, whatever it might be, I can do that because I'm still here. Every day, you take it a day at a time.